I did.
Well, here we go. Trying this again. I actually recorded this once already, and I messed up. I hit the back button. Whoops the daisy. So, anyways, here we are in the UMP modifieds, getting into dirt, getting into dirt. Uh, you actually go and watch the
Dude, I was
RPMs. If you
all
watch
the
the
way
live
off the
feed, I was
gas
actually
rolling
off the
that.
gas, on the gas, taking it slow, way slower than I ever would. And for some reason, her car hooked her right. You could actually hear her. Hopefully, you heard her right there that the car just hooked her right for some reason. There's nothing that I did right there that would have caused that. We have a pretty good race here, especially with dirt.
Fucking race. Just like
Doesn't
all
start
the
off the
time.
greatest here, as you can tell. We go in the wrong direction. We go on backwards. Dirt gets back underneath me, gives me a little business there. It's all right. Rubbin's racing. If you can't handle it, go get yourself a different hobby. I'm trying to go to the high side. I can't let up and try to drop down below because I got Jake Lay right behind me. Jake Lay, he's fast.
Don't worry about what's
Um,
coming, bro.
so if I would have let off to try to get underneath dirt, Jay would have just he would have got by me too. And right there, Hamrick on the outside, keeping that throttle down. I'm glad I didn't go up and hit him. It was close. It was real close. You know what, y'all? This is my second time
Fuck you
doing the
guys.
commentary over this. The whole time editing, I didn't have a chew. I need to put a chew in. Sorry about it. Um, oh, if you notice up there on the camera, I did all my settings different. Now you can actually see what I really look like instead of a bright glowing blob. I noticed in my other videos, I always look really bright and glowy. I'm like, hey man, I'm really tan. You show some of that shit off. I'm kidding. Anyways, back to the race. It's just Dirt and I right now. Me settling in behind her. She's trying to pull away. I'm giving her what I got. I just can't catch her. But I mean, I'm staying right there. Jay Clay, Hamrick, they're pretty much mirroring our lap times. Nothing really exciting as of right here, you know. Um, I'm usually when I'm in a situation like this where I feel like I'm just as fast. I might be a little bit faster. I usually don't press the issue. What I do is I keep an eye on the lap times behind me, or the distances behind me. Right there, I really get the wall good. If there's no need for me to go for that pass, if I could just settle in, I don't have to worry about the car behind me. I also watch everybody behind me and watch if they're gaining on me. If I could just settle in and not do anything, I'll do that. And I'll wait for the person to either mess up or see if they start slowing down or if they start missing their corners, missing the apex. Because if I get up there and I start battling with her, not that I couldn't catch her. We were running just the same like stacked lap times. Even though you see me catch her a little bit here, and then I'll catch her again here in a little bit. She adjusts her line and we mirror each other's lap times. But if I would have caught her, I wouldn't have passed her. I probably would have just settled in, stayed right behind her, wait for her to make a mistake like what you just saw right there. A little hit like that is the same thing that I did earlier in the race, just a few laps ago when I hit the wall. You hit the wall, your car's going to want to straighten out instead of turn down. I had a lot faster entrances into the corners than Dirt did, and she was coming off the corner quicker, so it was really evening things out. So even though that she would, get some distance put on me about halfway down the straightaway, I would gain it back going in. And right here, I'm not going to give it full throttle like I normally would. Got Dirt right above me. I'm not going to hit her up the track. But I see that I'm 1.3, so I can actually try to do a little something here. Try to get her past, and I don't have to worry about the people behind us catching. And right there, that was not me letting her go. That was just her out driving me right there.
Straight up. Damn.
Either that line coming out of turn 2 was about perfect as I could get. Really excited about the new game coming out here in the next month. What is it, September 24th? It's supposed to come out, something like that. From what it looks like, it's not going to be a copy and paste. From what I've been reading on the iRacing website, I mean, and the crazy thing is, oh, some of you people out there just cracked me up. So we have dumb people and we have trolls, and somebody said it's going to be the same thing. It's just going to be a bunch of cars going around on the track. How did he word that? It was something along those lines, and I just knew it was going to be a copy and paste. Well, yeah, it's going to be cars going around on a track, you freaking Nimrod. That's called racing. We're going to put wings on them and jetpacks, and we're going to go flying around radio towers? I mean, come on. But it looks like they're going to have challenges. The Donnie Schatz challenge, where you have to do challenges. They said that they made the HUD brighter. The career mode is going to be a lot easier, which career mode wasn't real hard once you kind of got it figured out. The track is going to change to where you can actually push the cushion up farther, so that way that top shelf is a lot thinner. They're going to have multiple lines, and you'll be able to see where the moisture is. Because right now, you know, the track from hot laps to right now looks the exact same, which is dumb. But they said that you'll be able to actually see where the moisture is and see where the fast part of the track is. So that's pretty cool. I like that. So, in a way, I'm sure it'll be a bit of a copy and paste. You gotta expect that when a game is this close to each other. I mean, this has been 2 years, but you know, there's gonna be some copy paste. That's just the way it is, and I'm fine with that as long as they throw some new stuff in. But back to this race here, you see Hamrick. He's climbed in, starting to climb in on that race. He's only 8 tenths back, which is not very far. I'd probably be honest with you, I probably wasn't even looking at that. 5 to go and you're this close to somebody, you don't even worry about what's going on behind you. Right now, let's focus here. So right here, you see I stick it to the bottom. I am to the bottom as low as I can get. Make sure I give dirt playing room. That's the move I was talking about before in some of my videos, where she puts her nose right down. I do that too. Right there, came pretty close. I think she tried it again. She didn't realize I was that close. And as long as I keep it to the bottom, way to the bottom, it's clean. Here we go, 1 to go. I'm going to edge her out just a little bit going into turns 1 and 2. I know I just got to keep it on the bottom. Try to keep that throttle from not spinning tires, and we get the win. Now we're getting ready to go into the late model race. You're about to see a big L right here on my part in the heat race.
On fire.
This is where my peripheral vision was wrong. Orange and blue car, yep. Performing an L right here. I thought I had enough room to come up, and I end up getting Hamrick. My fault. No excuse for it. I messed up. So here we go. Watch the 88. Watch the 88. She gets a pow. So what happened there, and I never talked to her about it, but you know, I could tell what happened. She got a really good run going through that corner. Her car got tight. And, you know, dirt, she's a really clean driver. If she ever makes contact with you, you know it was not intentional. That arrow there, I'm pointing to Nepdog, the leader. But her car got really tight, and she kicked the car sideways to keep it off a Night Slayer. And I just got a really good run. I had to hit the brakes. I ended up hitting her a little bit there coming out of turn 2. So now we have a long ways to go. But I would much rather have a long ways to go the beginning of a race, then spin dirt out, and then she would. I mean, if I would have spun her out, she would have been a half a lap behind, and I'm not going to do that. So here we go. Night Slayer just got hung out on the outside. The outside, you can run it and be somewhat competitive for a few laps, and we're going to see Dirt Slinger. She's going to run that high side. See how she's running the high side with Hamrick up there right now? And she runs up there for a long time. But Night Slayer, he just got hung out too far on the outside, and the inside's a fast lane here. And he went from starting outside row 1, and unfortunately now back to 6. Night Slayer's just a good dude. You know, he's one of those. He's not up at the front all the time, but it's like I always say, you don't have to be fast to be a good race car driver. As long as you're keeping it clean, you're being respectful, you're a good driver. So right now is just knock them off one at a time. That's what we got to do here. I keep getting stuck on the high side because I kept on hitting the wall. So a 12.266 on the outside. I know there's probably people out there that can run a lot faster than that on the high side. I just never practiced it. And it's going to be like a 12.0 something right here. 12.073. So you see 0.2 difference. Now, if you run that high side and you're side by side, you're not giving somebody that arc going down. That's going to slow the inside down. And that's where being able to run side by side comes into play. And you're going to see it with the Dirt and Hamrick up there. They're running second and third. They're going to run side by side. So Dirt being on the outside is going to slow Hamrick down because he ain't able to go up towards the wall and then dive down. Dirt, she's going to be slower because she ain't able to run the bottom groove going through the corners. And now Jay Clay and I, we're going to go at it and try to have a battle here. Probably here in a couple of laps. You know, one thing, and you're going to see that I'm gonna spoil this a little bit for anybody watching this that's not in the group that didn't already know what happened, and it didn't like anything big happened at all. A couple of things before we get there. You're going to see Hamrick and somebody get together. I'm not going to spoil that much. And you're going to see me go in the corner, and I'm going to drill Hamrick. They got together going into the corner, and I didn't have enough reaction time, and I get into them. So right there you see, let's see how fast I am going into going the corner. It's about 105, 106 somewhere. I keep the throttle up. Yeah. But Hamrick slows down, and I drill him. He ends up keeping his position. So there's that. So if, Hamrick, you're watching this, you wonder why I drilled you so hard. That's why. I wasn't expecting Hamrick to slow down that much. Towards the very, very end, I'm going to be right on Hamrick's bumper, like actually dragging his left rear. The way I race and the way I've been raced, and I'm always fine with it, is if you're racing to try to get the lead, and you're racing, and you can't get the job done, and like I said, I've been on both ends of this. The person in third is going to move you out of the way, and you see where Hamrick's in second. It is Hamrick that I end up kind of moving out of the way. And he does get a little, I could tell he gets a little frustrated. He doesn't wreck me, but he gives me a good pop from the back. You know, it's one of those things where, okay, you had how many laps to try to get around him. You couldn't get the job done. I'm going to do what I got to do now to get by you. I'm not going to wreck you by any means. I'm not going to shove you way up the track, but I'm going to do what I got to do to get by you. So that way I can now have the chance. You know, here we are, we're coming up with 13 to go? Yeah, 13 laps to go. And I'm like, you had enough laps to try to get that lead. Now I'm going to try to get the lead. Tell you what, Nepdog, he's never had a league race win. I didn't know that until we got done with this race. Right here. See them make contact? Here I go in the corner. I actually slowed down more. I actually did try to slow it down. I got all the way down to like 70-some miles per hour trying to miss Hamrick, and I still popped him a good one. So, I mean, by what time I had to react, I still wasn't able to react quite fast enough. But you see, he pulls me towards not quite the middle lane. But coming up here pretty soon, I'm like, man, you've had enough laps to try to get by him. I'm right here. And you see, we're all racing each other so clean. You see behind us, you know, it goes Nepdog, Hamrick, myself, Jay Clay, and then Dirt. And we are all just right freak. I mean, we are under a blanket. Some contact between Hamrick and I right there, nothing big. Jay Clay gets into me, nothing big. It's one of those things where you know, one person right in front of you gets into the person in front of them, and reaction time is about 0. Right here, that's where I hang on his left rear. What that does is that prevents him from being able to shoot down below me. And he's going to come in. He's going to throttle up a little bit, give me a nice little pow. So now I got 4 laps to get it done. And I know Hamrick is fast enough that he could get up here. Right there, I thought about doing the same move to Nep, but I was like, nah. You know, Nep is not the one that's always up towards the front. So I'm gonna be a little lenient on Nep. Nep's always treated me good. I'm not gonna do anything bad to him. Right there, I hang on the left just a little bit, then I let go. Hamrick's underneath me. Nep to the top side. We were 3 wide for a second there. I'm giving Nep everything I got. If he would have been somebody who normally runs up towards the front, I would have given him a little shot up the track. Coming up, I mean, right here, I knew he had it, and it's fire.
Good job, Nep.
And the crowd goes wild. So good job, Nep. Good job to everybody. Nep had to hold off literally everybody. Even though Night Slayer finished 6, at one, you know, Night Slayer and Nep were on the front row. So realistically, Nep held off literally every single person in this race. And so congratulations, Nep, on your very first win. Like I said, if he would have been somebody that normally runs up towards the front, I definitely would have given him a shot. He was going for his first win, and I'm just not going to do that to them. Thank y'all for stopping by, taking a look. As always, Jesus lives. Be thankful for what you have, because millions and billions of people wish that they had your problems. Be thankful for what you got. Until next time, we will see you later.